Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new and very exclusive review. Today we have a set in front of us that caused an absolute frenzy in the community. The Lumibricks Midnight Haunted Mansion, set number L9092. This gothic masterpiece was completely sold out within a few days and as of right now, it is still unavailable. You had to be hellishly fast to secure this spooky house. And I got lucky. The big question: was the hunt for this sold-out set truly worth it? Let's find out. Alright, let's start with the hard facts. The Midnight Haunted Mansion is a massive build, containing 2,617 pieces. It's officially aimed at builders 16+, which sounds about right given the complexity. The footprint is the classic 32 by 32 size, but be aware, it's actually built on 4 separate 16 by 16 base plates joined together. Now, let's talk about the price, because this is the real headline. The official retail price is a ridiculous €140. But even better, with the code CLEMBO10, you could drop that down to just €126. Full transparency though, I got my hands on a very early version for only €84. Why so cheap? Well, this is a pre-release version, came with some known errors in the printed instruction manual, which I'll show you later. A minor trade-off for such a great price. Let's dive deeper into the documentation. The instructions come in 2 separate printed manuals, and of course they are also available online. I really like this approach. The first manual covers the ground floor structure and the second covers everything else. This makes it perfect for building the set simultaneously with a friend. The manual starts off with a nice touch, a little story about Mark, who bought the mansion, followed by a clear explanation of the integrated LED system, a great way to set the mood. The 15 building stages are well paced, taking me about 15 to 30 minutes per stage, which I found to be very comfortable size for a building session. The cable management is where Lumibricks shines. It is explained perfectly, detailing brick by brick exactly where each wire needs to be routed. This prevents any pinching and makes the integration seamless. However, I do have a little criticism regarding the structure of the steps. This set relies on a huge number of subbuilds, which themselves often contain further subbuilds. You build a small section, put it aside, build another small section, and I honestly got confused multiple times. It requires a lot of focus to track all the tiny assemblies and ensure you place them in the correct main structure later. Next up, let's talk about the minifigures. We get a total of 3 figures in the set. Honestly, for the sheer size of the mansion, that feels a bit sparse. It does fit the story of a lonely haunted house, but I wish they had at least given Mark a wife to start with. However, the real good news is the quality of the figures. Building these was much less frustrating experience than with older Lumibricks sets. Seriously, the brand has clearly listened to the community feedback and made improvements. I was generally positively surprised. No sore fingers, no stress, and thankfully no sudden bursts of anger during the assembly. They connect and fit together much better now. Now let's look at the characters we get. First we have Ezra, one of the 2 ghost hunters and ex-special forces. The lore says the evil fears his holy aura, which is a cool, mysterious touch. Then there is Mark, the man who bought the house and is descending into madness. And finally, we have Lara, who can see spirits and controls arcane symbols. All 3 figures have a great printing and strong character design, adding a lot of narrative depth to the set, even if there are only 3 of them. Before we dive into the main build, let's quickly look at what Lumibricks includes for the lighting. The entire system comes in its own separate box. Inside we find 2 bags containing the 15 LEDs and the necessary wires. They also include a helpful little toolkit, a pair of tweezers for the precise cable placement, a small screwdriver and the battery box itself. And now, the building officially begins. Stage 1 starts by combining the 4 16x16 plates to form our solid 32x32 foundation. We immediately begin constructing the implied cellar, and right here we install the very first LEDs that will illuminate the dark part of the house. Crucially, this stage also introduced the set's main mechanical feature, the technical components for the shaking floor mechanism. That's right, this mansion has a functional feature that makes the floor literally tremble. It's an incredibly cool and ambitious start, laying the groundwork for both the structure and the spooky atmosphere right from the start. Moving into stage 2, we focus entirely on the ground floor. This section involves a lot of tiling, giving the entire floor a beautiful finished look. Hidden within this tiling, we find the first cool printed parts, tiny details that bring the spooky interior to life. The final major piece in this section is an old television set, which is perfectly incorporated and even includes an LED light to give it a mysterious, flickering glow later on. We jump straight into the first mystery in stage 3. This entire section centers around the construction of a secret room, cleverly tucked away in the ground floor. What guards this secret? A large grandfather's clock. The clock build itself is incredibly detailed and forms the perfect facade for the hidden mechanism. Alongside this fun secret feature, we start to see the mansion truly take shape, as we build roughly 1/3 of the ground floor walls. This involves introducing some of those great textured pieces, giving the structure that classic decaying Gothic look and further defining the interior space. Moving into stage 4, the interior of the mansion gets furnished. We start by building the dining table, and the true highlight here is a fantastic feature, a rotating red armchair. This armchair is not just for decoration, it is mechanically connected to the shaking floor we built in stage 1. So when the floor trembles, the chair will also rotate, adding a great sense of chaos and movement to the scene. And with stage 5, we finish off the rest of the ground floor walls. The look is immediately impressive, especially the bay windows. These windows features a cool shattered glass print, a great eerie detail that truly sells the haunted aesthetic. Inside we add another layer of mystery. A small ghost is guarding another secret door, which is cleverly hidden behind the shelf. Crucially, this stage finishes the main structure of the ground floor, as the entire back wall is built to be hinged and swings wide open for easy interior access. My only minor critique here, I really wish there was a small clip or a simple lock to secure this folding mechanism better when it's closed. It sometimes opens just a tiny bit up. We also attach a mirror behind the dining table, which looks absolutely fantastic. Moving on to stage 6, we start the ascent. This section is entirely focused on constructing the main staircase that climbs up the side of the building, providing access to the first floor. Crucially, this stage reveals where the ghost's secret chamber is located. The hidden room we built previously, guarded by the small ghost, is now tucked neatly underneath the staircase, utilizing that otherwise empty space perfectly. And on that note, this is also where we finish the first instruction manual and move on to manual number 2. Jumping into stage 7, we immediately start constructing the floor for the first level. As soon as the tiles are placed, the layout becomes clear. We are building a bathroom and a bedroom. This is where the mansion's living space really begins to take shape. Interestingly, as we furnish the bedroom, we place some toys scattered around the floor. What does this mean? Are these subtle clues to Mark's slow descent into madness? Or do they perhaps hint at the presence of a child spirit haunting the floor? The mystery deepens. Moving into stage 8, we raise the first walls of the first floor, starting with the bedroom. We furnish it with a classic bed and a nightstand featuring an old telephone. The mystery deepens here. Hanging above the bed is a family photo of 3 people. And reinforcing the previous clue, there is a child's bed in the room. What exactly happened to this family? This set does a great job of using detail to fuel the narrative. On the other side, we start building the bathroom, adding a very stylish bath tube and a toilet that looks fantastic but is unfortunately a bit unstable during the build. And here's another spooky feature. Something green is oozing out of the toilet, and it's illuminated by an LED. I'm really curious to see how that's glowing. Jumping ahead to stage 10, we are now finishing the entire first floor. This floor also features a fully hinged wall for easy access, which is smartly secured by a single half pin, a small improvement over the ground floor's opening mechanism. Next, we complete the crucial secret passage that extends the ground floor's hidden room up to the first story, where it can now be opened. Moving to the interior details, the bathroom gets a wash basin and a towel, while the bedroom becomes cozier with a fireplace and some pictures on the walls. With the first floor fully built, it's time for the moment of truth, placing it onto the ground floor. Just look at that. The house already looks absolutely incredible and so imposing. Moving on to stage 11, we start the attic level, and this is where the real magic begins to unfold. One of the attic rooms is dedicated to arcane secrets. We built a spellbook, a pumpkin with a lamp inside, and a detailed magic circle on the floor. It's a fantastic little scene. The second attic room, however, is left completely empty for now. Before we place this section, we can clearly see the two main LEDs on the underside of the floor. In stage 12, we tackle the main structure by building almost the entire roof. Curiously, we still leave one wall section open and the main tower is yet to be built. But a smart detail here is that the roof behind the two dormer windows is easily removable to give you a great viewing angle of the attic interior. However, this stage also brings some sad certainty. The second attic room remains completely empty. For a brand that is usually so obsessed with detail, I feel this is a small wasted potential from Lumibricks. They could have easily added a small storage area or a fun little Easter egg here. Moving into stage 13, we finish the main roof structure. We built the central chimney, which immediately gets its own spooky element. A second ghost figure is integrated into the chimney itself. That's a cool touch. Alongside the chimney, we finally built the missing roof section. Both of these newly added roof parts are also designed to be easily removable, ensuring access to the attic room from all sides. We also assemble the final tower spire. It is also easily removable, but honestly, I don't understand the purpose, as the area it reveals is the empty second attic room. The house is looking incredibly close to completion now. In the second to last stage, stage 14, we focus entirely on the exterior decoration and clutter that brings the scene to life. We start with a spooky tree in the yard, and at its base lies a grave for a dog named Argo. Speaking of details, did you notice? Lumibricks colors its pins to match the bricks they connect. That's an improvement that Maya competitors often overlook. We also built a mailbox and add some bushes and scrub to the yard. Finally, we detail the side wall with some atmospheric spiderwebs and a spider, really cementing that abandoned mansion look. In the final stage, stage 15, we wrap up the build with a small Ghostbuster-style chariot. Honestly, I find this an unworthy conclusion to such a fantastic mansion build. I would have much preferred starting the set with this vehicle and finish with the house itself. The vehicle is more of a freewheeler with two wheels up front and one in the back. The doors do open, but unfortunately not completely, as they are blocked by the wheel arch. On the positive side, Lumibricks solved the seating brilliantly. You can place and secure fix one minifigure inside, which is genius. However, there's no way to easily remove the roof for better access, and the fixing mechanism only works for the driver, not for the second passenger. We get a small trunk that fits the weapon, but only if you split it in half first. Overall, the car is a neat idea, but it feels totally unrefined and underdeveloped. It's a bit of a shame to end a truly great set on this somewhat weak note. To light up the entire structure, you plug the main USB cable into the hidden hub, from which all the individual wires are distributed. You can power the set either via the included cleverly hidden battery box, a USB wall socket, or like me, a power bank for easy placement. And now for the ultimate test, the lighting reveal. The lights are already connected, but how will this house look when I turn the room lights off? Wow, I really love this. The system isn't static. It features static lights, flickering lights, and a spooking fading in and out effects. Initially, the attic looked a little dim. Did I make a mistake? Let's check floor by floor. The ground floor is well lit. The entrance area is bright and the TV in the back is already glowing. And under the dining room, we see a suspicious green glow. The light leading to the staircase slowly fades in and out, a great touch. On the outside, we see a blinking green light in the cellar and another green glow under the ghost staircase. Let's open the ground floor wall. The TV is constantly cycling through colors. The armchair is rotating and the floor is shaking. The mechanics and lights are working perfectly. Moving to the first floor, the bedroom has a ceiling light, a floor lamp, and the fireplace is also casting a suspicious green glow. In the bathroom, we get a ceiling light and the green mess in the toilet is definitely blinking. Finally, the attic. Phew, the light is actually working up here. It just doesn't shine much through the front windows, which explains the initial darkness. Now, let's talk about the modular access. Removing the floor works surprisingly well in the set. The electronic connectors, which were often a weak point in previous sets, now hold perfectly. This is a clear sign of improvement from Lumibricks. What's really cool is the hot swapping. You can remove and replace the floors even with the lights on. The lights on the disconnected floor turn off, but the rest of the house remains illuminated. This gives you a much better opportunity to look into the detailed rooms even in night mode. Just one last cool thing before the verdict. This set comes with interchangeable parts for customization. First, you get different colors to choose from for the smart lamp lights. More importantly, you get alternative leaves. You can choose between a colorful spring look with pinks and purples or an autumnal vibe with yellows and oranges. I personally think the yellow and orange autumn look fits the set much better. It's absolutely perfect for setting that spooky Halloween mood. So, here we are, at the final verdict. I have to admit I finished the build with a slightly mixed feelings, but honestly those feelings are completely unnecessary because this is a fantastic set for a fantastic price. Building the mansion itself was a huge amount of fun. It uses great building techniques and there is an incredible amount to discover on every floor. The lowlights, however, were unfortunately stacked at the very end. The creation of that final empty room and the underdeveloped vehicle. Another minor lowlight this time was the instructions. Besides the known errors, I found several additional mistakes still present even in the online PDF. But in contrast to those few negatives, I want to finish by focusing on the massive positives. You can clearly see how Lumibricks listens to the community and constantly improves its products. So keep that constructive criticism coming. You are definitely being heard. What I truly find fantastic is the quality. We get only printed parts, zero stickers. All the bricks and specialized pieces are constantly colored correctly. The modular disassembly works perfectly, and the set is packed with great mechanical functions. Above all, the completed house looks absolutely fantastic. It's huge, and it's seriously heavy. I don't think I even need to give you a formal purchase recommendation, as the fact that the set sold out immediately speaks for itself. But there will be a new batch, so when it drops, be sure to grab it, preferably, of course, through my affiliate link, wink wink. Thank you for watching. And now for the very last surprise, if this video miraculously reaches over 666,666 views by next Halloween, I will be raffling this incredible set among everyone who commented on the video and follows me on Instagram. So it's up to you to bring this house to life and secure a chance to win. Here I reviewed my very first Lumibricks set at the antique store. And right here you can find a review of the beautiful heritage drum. Until next time, and happy building!